Hello everyone and welcome again to Book in 20. You are about to experience Napoleon Hill's first comprehensive exploration of the principles of success, the law of success, the science of success. Hill began this monumental project when he interviewed the great industrialist Andrew Carnegie in 1908. Carnegie challenged the young journalist to make an intensive study of leaders across diverse fields to determine if high achievers share a set of common traits. Hill dedicated the next 20 years to this exploration, publishing his findings in 1928 in a series of 16 pamphlets called The Law of Success. This work became the basis for everything that followed in Hill's career, including his landmark 1930 Work, Think, and Grow Rich, which is primarily a digest and refinement of the insights first set down here. But some of Hill's most valuable ideas didn't make it into Think and Grow Rich. His chapter here on the Golden Rule is one of his clearest and most poignant statements on how your thoughts directly shape your experience. Likewise, his chapters on self-control, accurate thought, and concentration highlight some of his sharpest insights. The Law of Success remains Hill's most ambitious and wide-ranging exploration of the principles upon which greatness is built. While technology has obviously undergone radical changes since Hill published this book, his insights into human nature and the ingredients of achievement remain strikingly relevant. If you are pursuing any personally meaningful aim, whether launching a business, attaining distinction as an artist or professional, or repairing injustice in the world, this book may prove one of the most significant learning experiences of your life. Return to it several times, memorize its lessons, and above all, use it. This is a course in the fundamentals of success. Success is largely a matter of adapting to the changing circumstances of life in a spirit of harmony and poise. Harmony is based on understanding the forces around you. This course analyzes those forces and provides a blueprint for success. To begin with, you can never exercise power and attain success without the type of personality that influences others to willingly cooperate with you. Each lesson teaches you how to build a winning personality through the 15 laws of success. The 15 laws of success. They are: 1. A definite chief aim. 2. Self-confidence. 3. The habit of saving. 4. Initiative and leadership. 5. Imagination. 6. Enthusiasm. 7. Self-control. 8. The habit of doing more than paid for. 9. Pleasing personality. 10. Accurate thought. 11. Concentration. 12. Cooperation. 13. Profiting by failure. 14. Tolerance. 15. The Golden Rule. The surest way to advance quickly through these principles and into the fullness of your success is with the aid of a mastermind group. A mastermind group consists of several people who coordinate their minds in pursuit of a goal. The group may consist of any number from 2 or higher. Select the members of your mastermind group carefully. The key ingredient is harmony and cooperation. You may focus on one group goal, or each member may have their own personal aims. Arrange a time to meet regularly to discuss your plans and ideas and to exchange advice and guidance. When you're not together, hold each member's wishes and needs in your mind. This friendly alliance, if carried out with purpose and harmony, will, in time, yield extraordinary results. For example, everyone in the group gains the ability to gather insight through the subconscious minds of all the other members. This produces a more vivid, imaginative, and mental state in which new ideas flash into your awareness. Every high achiever I know has employed the power of the mastermind. Do not neglect it. Law 1. A definite chief aim. Probably 95% of all people drift aimlessly through life without the slightest conception of the work for which they are best fitted, or even the need for a definite objective toward which to strive. A person's acts are always in harmony with their dominating thoughts. Any definite chief aim that is deliberately fixed in the mind with the determination to realize, it eventually saturates the subconscious until it influences all aspects of one's being. Your definite chief aim should be selected with deliberate care. And after you select it, you should write it out and place it where? You will see it when you wake in the morning and retire at night. You must write down your aim. It is the first step towards its actualization. You can impress your definite chief aim upon your subconscious through the principle called auto-suggestion. In the simplest terms, this is a suggestion that you make to yourself consistently and with deep feeling. Be certain that your definite purpose is constructive, that its attainment will bring hardship and misery to none, that it will bring you and your loved ones peace and prosperity. Then, apply the principle of self-suggestion, holding this idea constantly in your mind. The subconscious is like a magnet, and when it has been vitalized and thoroughly saturated with any definite purpose, it has a tendency to attract all that is necessary for the attainment of that purpose in ideas, resources, circumstances, and people. There is some one thing that you can do better than anyone else. Search until you find that particular line of endeavor and make it your definite chief aim. Then, direct all of your forces toward it with the belief that you are going to win. You will most likely attain the greatest success by finding what work you like best. For you generally succeed when you can throw your whole heart and soul into something. To be sure of success, your definite chief aim should be backed with a burning desire for its achievement. Merely desiring freedom would never release a man from prison if it were not sufficiently strong to cause him to do something to entitle himself to freedom. You must experience your desire with a heartfelt passion. Singleness of purpose is essential for success. Law 2. Self-confidence. You are now at one of the most unusual chapters in this book because it consists largely of a personal pledge. I want you to consider this pledge very carefully and then write it down and sign your name to it. Repeat this pledge at least once a day until it has become a part of your mental makeup. Keep a copy of it before you as a daily reminder. By doing so, you will again be making use of auto-suggestion or self-suggestion to develop the crucial trait of self-confidence. Never mind what anyone may say about your method. Outside your mastermind group, you don't have to talk to anyone about it. In fact, it's probably best not to. Just remember that it is your business to succeed, and this creed, if mastered and applied, will take you a long way. The pledge: I believe in myself, I believe in my CO workers, I believe in my employer, I believe in my friends, I believe in my family. I believe that God will lend me everything I need to succeed if I do my best to earn it through faithful and honest service. I believe in prayer and will never close my eyes and sleep without praying for divine guidance to be patient with others and tolerant of those who do not believe as I do. I believe that success is the result of intellectual effort and does not depend upon blind luck or sharp practices or double-crossing. I believe that I will get from life what I put into it. Therefore, I will conduct myself toward others as I would want them to act toward me. I will not spread or listen to slander and gossip. I will not slight my work no matter what I may see others doing. I will render the best service possible because I have pledged myself to succeed in life. And I know that true success is the result of conscientious and efficient effort. Finally, I will forgive those who offend me because I realize that I shall sometimes offend others and I will need their forgiveness. Remember, write this statement out, sign it, recite it daily, and keep it where you can see it. Before we dive into the next law, let us know in the comments section what is your favorite quote about success. And tell us, what country are you watching from? Don't go anywhere, we are just starting. Like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of the powerful lessons to come. Law 3, the habit of saving. Saving money is a matter of habit. For this reason, we begin with a brief analysis of the law of habit. The law of habit shapes your personality. Through repetition, any act becomes a habit, and the mind may sometimes seem to be nothing more than a mass of motivating forces growing from our daily habits. Here is how to develop the immensely valuable habit of saving. 1. Set up an accurate and detailed description of what you want, including the amount of money you intend to earn through your definite chief aim. Your subconscious takes over this picture and uses it as a blueprint to mold your thoughts and actions into practical plans. Through the law of habit, you keep the object of your definite chief aim fixed in your mind until it becomes firmly and permanently implanted there. This practice will erode the poverty consciousness and set up a prosperity consciousness. You will actually begin to demand prosperity. You will begin to expect it. You will begin to prepare yourself to receive it and to use it wisely, thus paving the way for the habit of saving. 2. Commit, in the written statement of your definite chief aim, to save a fixed percentage of all that you earn. As your earnings increase, your savings increase in proportion, and you will be on the road to financial stability. Law 4. Initiative and leadership. Leadership is essential for attaining success, and initiative is the foundation upon which leadership sits. Initiative is that exceedingly rare quality that impels a person to do what ought to be done without being told to. Leadership is found only among those who have acquired the habit of initiative. Leadership is something you must invite yourself into. It will never thrust itself upon you. If you carefully analyze all the leaders with which you are familiar, you will see that they not only exercised initiative, but also went about their work with a definite purpose. You will further see that they possessed self-confidence. Anyone who lacks these traits is not really a leader. Here is the exact procedure to become a person of initiative and leadership. 1. You must eliminate all procrastination. This habit gnaws at the soul. Nothing is possible until you throw it off. 2. You can best develop initiative by making it your business to interest those around you in doing the same. You learn best that which you teach. 3. Understand that there are two kinds of leadership. One is as deadly as the other is helpful. The deadly brand belongs to pseudo-leaders who force their will on others. The brand we are after was seen in Abraham Lincoln. His leadership brought truth, justice, and understanding. Those qualities have engraved his name upon the heart of the world. Emulate them. Law 5. Imagination. You will never have a definite purpose in life. You will never have self-confidence. You will never have initiative and leadership unless you first create these qualities in your imagination and see them as yours. You may see how important imagination is when you stop to realize that. It is the only thing in the world over which you have absolute control. Others may cheat you or deprive you of material wealth, but no one can deny you the control and use of your imagination. Your imagination is the mirror of your soul, and you have every right to stand before that mirror and see yourself as you wish to be. You have the right to see in that mirror the mansion you intend to own, the business you plan to manage, the station in life you intend to occupy. Your imagination belongs to you. Use it. The more you use it, the more efficiently it will serve you. Your battle for achievement is already half won when you know definitely what you want. The selection of your definite chief aim calls for both imagination and decision. The power of decision also grows with use. Prompt decision in compelling the imagination to create a definite chief aim gives you a more powerful capacity to reach decisions in other matters. Law 6. Enthusiasm. Enthusiasm is a state of mind that inspires you to action, but it does more. It is contagious, and it arouses everyone around you. Enthusiasm is the vital force of life. The greatest leaders know how to instill enthusiasm in their followers. Enthusiasm is the most important factor in salesmanship. It is by far the most crucial factor in public speaking. Mix enthusiasm with your work, and it will seem neither hard nor monotonous. Enthusiasm will so energize your body that you can get along with less than half the usual amount of sleep and perform 2 to 3 times as much work as usual without fatigue. Enthusiasm is no mere figure of speech. It is a vital force through which you can recharge your body and develop a dynamic personality. Some are blessed with natural enthusiasm. Others must acquire it. The procedure through which it may be developed is simple. It begins by doing the work that you like best. If you cannot, for the time being, engage in such work, that is all the more. reason to adopt a definite chief aim, and you will begin to move toward it. Lack of money and many other circumstances may force you to engage in work that you do not like, but no one can stop you from determining your definite chief aim. Nor can anyone stop you from planning ways and means for translating that aim into reality. Nor can anyone stop you from mixing enthusiasm with your plans. When you are enthusiastic over your goods or services or the speech you are delivering, your mental state becomes obvious to all who hear you. The tone with which you make a statement, more than the statement itself, carries conviction or fails to convince. Words are devitalized sounds unless colored with enthusiasm. But take note, never express, through words or acts, something that does not harmonize with your beliefs, or you will lose the ability to influence others. I do not believe that I can afford to deceive anyone about anything, but I know that I cannot afford to deceive myself. To do so would destroy the power of my pen. It is only when I write with the fire of enthusiasm that my writing impresses others. It is only when I speak from a heart that is bursting with belief in my message that I can move my audience to accept it. Law 7. Self-control. Self-control is the force through which you direct your enthusiasm to constructive ends. Without self-control, enthusiasm resembles unharnessed lightning. It may strike anywhere, destroying life and property. The balanced person possesses both enthusiasm and self-control. The majority of our griefs result from lack of self-control. Scripture is full of injunctions to self-control. It even urges us to love our enemies and to forgive those who injure us. The law of non-resistance runs like a golden cord throughout the Bible. Where does self-control come from? Consider this very carefully. Thought is the only thing over which you have total dominion. This is of profound significance. It suggests that thought is your nearest approach to divinity on this earthly plane. This fact carries another vital idea, namely, that thought is your most important tool, the one with which you may shape your destiny. Divine providence did not make thought the sole power over which you have absolute control without associating that power with potentialities which, if understood and developed, would strain belief. Self-control is solely a matter of thought control. You are searching for the magic key to power, and yet you have the key in your hands and may use it the moment you learn to control your thoughts. A student once asked how he could control his thoughts in a state of intense anger. I replied, in exactly the same way that you would change your manner and tone if you were in a heated argument with a family member and heard the doorbell ring, signaling that company was about to visit. You would control yourself because you would desire to. If you have ever faced a similar predicament where you found it necessary to quickly conceal your feelings and change your facial expression, you know that it can be done because you want to. Back of all achievement, back of all self-control, back of all thought control is that magic something called desire. It is no exaggeration to say that you are limited only by the depth of your desire. When your desire is strong enough, you will appear to possess superhuman abilities. No one has ever explained this phenomenon of the mind, and perhaps no one ever will, but if you doubt that it exists, you have only to experiment. Don't say it can't be done, or that you are different from the thousands of people who have achieved noteworthy success. If you are different, it is only because they desire the object of their achievement with greater depth and intensity than you. The energy that most people dissipate through lack of self-control or fritter away gossiping would, if controlled and directed constructively, be sufficient to attain their definite chief aim, provided they have one. Law 8. The habit of doing more than paid for. Here is one of the most important laws of this philosophy. A person is most efficient and will more quickly and easily succeed when engaged in work that he loves or work that he performs for someone he loves. When the element of love enters any task, the quality of the work improves and the quantity increases. When engaged in work that you love, it is no hardship to do more and better work than you are paid for. For this very reason, you owe it to yourself to find the work you like best. There are many reasons to do more than you are paid for, but two stand out. 1. First, by establishing a reputation as someone who performs more and better work than paid for, you benefit by comparison with competitors who rarely show such commitment. 2. Second, suppose you want to develop a strong right arm. You could develop such an arm only by giving it the hardest use. Out of resistance comes strength. By performing more and better service than paid for, you not only develop your skill and ability, but also can command greater remuneration than the majority who do not perform such service. Try this experiment. For the next 6 months, commit to rendering useful service to at least one person every day for which you neither expect nor accept monetary pay. Go at this experiment with faith that it will prove to you one of the most powerful laws of success, that you succeed best and quickest by helping others to succeed. Law 9, pleasing personality. Your personality is the sum total of your characteristics and appearance. The clothes you wear, the lines in your face, the vitality of your body, your handshake, your tone of voice, the thoughts you think, the character you have developed by those thoughts, all are parts of your personality. Whether your personality is attractive is another matter. By far, the most important part of your personality is your character, and is therefore the part that is not visible. The style of your clothes and their appropriateness also constitute an important part of your personality, for it is true that people derive first impressions from your outward appearance. There is one way to express your personality that will always attract, taking a heartfelt interest in others. Study people closely enough to find something about them or their work that you truly admire. Talk to them about it. Show genuine interest in it. Only in this way can you develop a personality that will be irresistibly attractive. Cheap flattery has the opposite effect. It repels instead of attracting. It is so shallow that even the ignorant easily detect it. As noted, character is the most important factor in personality. How can you build character? Follow these steps. First, identify people whose characters have the qualities you wish to emulate and develop these qualities through auto-suggestion. Second, let the dominating thought of your mind be a picture of the person that you are deliberately building. Third, find at least one person each day, and more if possible, in whom you see some good quality and praise it. But remember, this praise must be genuine and not insincere flattery. I cannot overemphasize the benefits of praising openly and enthusiastically the good qualities in others, for this habit will soon reward you with a feeling of self-respect and manifestation of gratitude from others, which will modify your entire personality. Law 10, accurate thought. You cannot succeed without accurate thought. Accurate thought involves two fundamentals. First, you must separate facts from mere information. Much information is not based upon facts. Second, you must divide facts into two classes, important and unimportant. All facts that aid your pursuit of your definite chief aim without violating the rights of others are important and relevant. All that you cannot use are the opposite. If you direct your attention exclusively to the important facts, those that contribute to the realization of your aim, you will attain a special clarity. You must also avoid the vulgar and self-destructive habit of spreading and listening to gossip. If you permit yourself to be swayed by all manner of information, especially rumors and gossip, you will never become an accurate thinker, and you will not attain your definite chief aim. We will now explore a special form of thought that does much more than gather and organize facts. In many ways, this form of thought is the keynote of this course. We will call it creative thought. With a few exceptions, man has not yet recognized creative thought as the connecting link to the power of infinite intelligence. To understand how this occurs, we return to the topic of auto-suggestion. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and tell us in the comments what you think of this law. Do you consider yourself an accurate thinker? Also, we'd love to know your favorite quote from Napoleon Hill. We are just getting started, so stick with us for the rest of these powerful laws. Law 10, accurate thought, creative thought, and infinite intelligence. With a few exceptions, man has not yet recognized creative thought as the connecting link to the power of infinite intelligence. To understand how this occurs, we return to the topic of autosuggestion. Your mind is constantly receiving impressions from your 5 physical senses, and you have some degree of control over what information you receive. Your mind is also constantly receiving impressions through the principle of autosuggestion. This stream of inner suggestions is a result of your dominant thoughts, your definite chief aim, and the constant input from your mastermind group. When your mind is working at a very high rate of speed, a speed developed by a burning desire for your definite chief aim, it reaches a state where it is no longer bound by the input of the 5 physical senses. In this state of creative thought, it becomes receptive to ideas and inspiration that flash into your awareness from 2 main sources. 1, the subconscious minds of others, particularly those in your mastermind group. 2, the great reservoir of all knowledge, which Hill calls infinite intelligence. This form of thought is responsible for every creative idea, every flash of genius, and every moment of profound insight that humanity has ever known. Through this principle, you can tap into the power that created and sustains the universe. The more you apply all these principles, especially the definite chief aim and the mastermind, the more you will experience the power of creative thought. Law 11, concentration. Concentration is the act of focusing the mind upon a given desire until ways and means for its realization have been worked out. You can learn to concentrate through practice. The first step is to learn to control your attention. Most people scatter their mental energy by thinking about a variety of things at once. You must cultivate the habit of focusing your attention on your definite chief aim. If you are constantly allowing your mind to drift aimlessly, you will develop a habit of lack of concentration. To master this law, you must recognize that your thoughts have a creative power. They are the seeds you plant in your life. Therefore, the single most powerful concentration exercise is to write out your definite chief aim and review it morning and night, fixing your mind only on the goal and the plan for achieving it. If you fix your mind on poverty, you will eventually attract poverty. If you fix your mind on your definite chief aim, you will eventually attract the circumstances and resources necessary for its realization. Use the power of concentration to keep the image of your success vividly in your mind. Law 12, cooperation. Cooperation is the principle through which you may multiply the power you apply to your definite chief aim. Without cooperation, no individual can attain great and enduring success. The principle of the mastermind group is the highest form of cooperation. You must be willing to cooperate with others, and you must earn the cooperation of others. There are 2 forms of cooperation. 1, voluntary cooperation. This is the cooperation you seek from your mastermind group and from employees, or associates who willingly work with you because they believe in your aim and your leadership. It is based on pleasing personality and the habit of doing more than paid for. 2, involuntary cooperation. This is the form of cooperation you receive from all external forces, nature, the market, the forces of the universe. Once you align your thoughts and actions with the principles of success, your capacity for cooperation is determined by the development of your pleasing personality and your ability to practice the golden rule. Those who succeed must be willing to become part of a larger team, because only through the collective wisdom and efforts of many minds can grand ambitions be achieved. Law 13, profiting by failure. No person has ever achieved lasting success without at some time experiencing what the majority would call failure. Every failure carries with it the seed of an equivalent success. Failure is nothing more than a temporary defeat. The most successful people in the world have been great failures at one time or another. The difference between them and the person who gives up is that they learned to analyze their defeats and extract a valuable lesson from them. Here's how to profit by failure. 1. Analyze the cause, Never be satisfied with simply accepting a failure. Write down the reason for the setback. Was it lack of enthusiasm, a poor plan, lack of self-confidence, or a violation of the golden rule? 2. Determine the lesson. Every setback teaches you a better way to proceed. Failure is nature's way of forcing you to change your plan. 3. Adjust your plan. Do not change your definite chief aim, but immediately. Adjust your methods and plans based on the new knowledge gained. Remember, the habit of saving and self-confidence will give you the emotional and financial resilience needed to weather temporary defeats and transform them into victories. Law 14. Tolerance. Tolerance means keeping an open mind on all subjects and allowing others the right to believe and think as they choose. A mind that is closed to new ideas, new people, and new philosophies is a mind that cannot grow. Ignorance and intolerance are the twin enemies of success. Lack of tolerance closes the mind to the inflow of creative thought from infinite intelligence. There are three main enemies that tolerance must overcome. 1. Religious intolerance, the belief that one's own faith is the only path and that others must be converted or persecuted. 2. Racial intolerance, prejudice against any race or group of people. 3. Economic intolerance, the belief that one person has the right to exploit another for profit. Develop tolerance through the daily application of accurate thought. Refuse to be swayed by rumors, gossip, or opinions that are not based on verifiable facts. Cultivate the habit of seeking truth and understanding in all matters. Law 15. The Golden Rule. The Golden Rule is the capstone of this entire philosophy of success. It is not merely a moral platitude, it is a law of the universe that is just as immutable as the law of gravity. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. This principle works because your mind, especially your subconscious, is like a broadcasting and receiving station. When you practice the Golden Rule, BUI constructive thoughts, your thoughts about others are constructive and positive, which builds a strong, attractive, and pleasing personality. I.e. reciprocity, you attract positive thoughts and willing cooperation from others, leading to success and harmony. Ye infinite intelligence, you align yourself with the forces of infinite intelligence, opening the door to creative thought. When you violate the Golden Rule by trying to defraud or injure others, you attract negative thoughts, resistance, and a personality that repels opportunity. The successful person must understand that true success is only attainable when it is not in conflict with the rights of others. The law of success is simply the law of harmony. By making the Golden Rule the basis of your definite chief aim and practicing it with self-control and accurate thought, you ensure that your achievements will be lasting, beneficial, and lead to the highest form of personal fulfillment. This comprehensive course, when memorized and diligently applied, provides the complete blueprint for achieving greatness in any personally meaningful aim. Now that you've heard all 15 laws, which one do you feel is the most challenging to master in today's world, and why? Conclusion. You have now explored the 15 laws of success, the fundamental principles distilled by Napoleon Hill from the lives of the world's most successful individuals. These laws, from establishing a definite chief aim to embracing the Golden Rule, are not theories. They are a working philosophy for building a life of harmony, power, and enduring achievement. Remember that success is not a matter of blind luck, it is the predictable result of applying these principles consistently. The true power of this knowledge is unlocked only through action. Your next steps. 1. Write your pledge. Immediately write out and sign the self-confidence pledge. Commit to reciting it daily to reprogram your subconscious mind for success. 2. Define your aim. Write out your definite chief aim and place it where you will see it every morning and every night. This is your mental magnet. 3. Form your mastermind. Identify at least one other person with whom you can form the nucleus of a mastermind group. Start meeting regularly to coordinate your efforts and share guidance. If this philosophy has resonated with you and you are ready to stop drifting and start steering your life, please hit the like button right now. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss our deep dives into the practical application of each of these 15 laws. And finally, we want to hear from you. Out of the 15 laws, definite chief aim, self-confidence, the golden rule, and the rest, which one principle will you commit to mastering this week? Let us know in the comments below. Thank you for tuning in, and remember, you are the master of your destiny because you are the master of your thoughts. Now go out and succeed.